Now I request Dr. Kalpana ma'am, Head Department of Genetics and Biotechnology, to present a potted plant to our guest speaker, Professor T. Mrunalini, Director, EMRC. Thank you, ma'am. Before we begin today's session, I once again welcome today's guest speaker, Professor T. Mrunalini, Director, Educational Multimedia Research Center. Mrunalini Talla is presently Professor at Department of Education, Director, and Usman University, Hyderabad, Coordinator for School of Education, Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching, MHRD. Professor Mrunalini has appointed as convener to the Telangana State Education Common Entrance Test 2019 and 2020. She held positions as formerly Dean, Faculty of Education, Usman University, Dean, Faculty of Education, Satavahana University, Karimnagar, Dean, Faculty of Education, Telangana University. Professor T. Mrunalini also held positions of Director, CIT, IASE, Department of Education, Usman University, Head, Department of Education, Usman University, Principal, IASE, OU, Chairperson for Board of Studies in Education, and Chairperson of Board of Studies in Special Education at OU. She has 32 years of teaching and 31 years of research experience, produced 21 PhDs and 21 MPhils in education. Her areas of interest are curriculum, early childhood education, philosophy, and yoga. She has academic degrees BSc, BZc, MA Philosophy, MSc Psychology, MA English, and Masters in Education, MPhil, and PhD in Education. Professor T. Mrunalini has published 30 books, of which co-authored, and edited related to education, published by Pearson, Neil Kamal, Telugu Academy, Telangana Government, ABH, Ashish, and Shipra. She has presented 60 papers at international and national level seminars, webinars, and symposia. Some of them are invited papers, published 30 papers. I invite today's guest speaker, Professor T. Mrunalini, Director, EMRC. A small change. I request Mrs. B. Naremati, Coordinator IQAC, as a token of appreciation to please present a memento to ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I request Mrs. B. Naremati, Coordinator IQAC, to please address the audience for today's session.
Sanchita. A very good morning to the invited speaker, Professor T. Mrunalini, Director, EMRC. Today's session is on the topic mentoring strategies. There is a lot of confusion as what exactly is mentoring is supposed to be doing among the faculty members. So we thought as part of this FDP will also include one day. We will earmark one day to enlighten the faculty on what exactly the mentoring strategies are. What is the mentoring process that we are supposed to be following? Because NAC is also insisting on having mentoring system in a very, very systematic way. Though we have a system, we thought why not formalize it with a correct understanding of what mentoring is. So for this session, we actually approached Professor Anupama from the psychology department at Osmania University. Immediately, she took Professor Mrunalini's name. She said she is the apt person to talk on this. Being a psychology professor, probably I can do justice for about half an hour. But if you call Professor Mrunalini, she can do better justice, is what she told, and she shared your number. Thank you very much, ma'am, for accepting our invitation. And in my opinion, the faculty of education department are professionally trained to handle students. And therefore, with your rich knowledge and experience, I'm definitely confident that our faculty members are going to get benefited. And one more thing I just would like to mention here as an IQAC coordinator of the college, that till recently, the metric which is referring to mentor-mentee was only the number. Mentor-mentee ratio is what they were asking for. So based on the ratio of mentor-mentee, they were validating the college on that particular metric. Now recently, there is a change made in that metric. Now that metric is no more quantitative metric, it is qualitative metric. So what we understand is now mentoring is a system, it is a procedure, it is a process. It is simply not the number. So we all have to know exactly what a mentor is supposed to be doing, how often the mentor has to be meeting the mentees, and on what areas we should be providing support to the students. So keeping all this in mind, we plan to have this particular session. I wish all the faculty members all the very best for today's session. And once again, I thank Professor Mrunalini for accepting our invitation and for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Announce. Now I request our guest speaker for the day, Professor T.Mrunalini, will be taking over the session. I invite you to take over the session for today's event. Thank you, ma'am.
Charge problem. Can I go that side?
I listen. Shall I?
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. At the outset, let me apologize for making myself late to the session because of some technical hiccups for me on the way. Then a very good morning to all the teacher fraternity. I'm very happy to see faculty full in a classroom. It's really a rare an opportunity these days, finding full students in the classroom, finding full teachers in the colleges. So you all know what I mean to say. Even before pandemic, the situation was dwindling like that. Now it's almost in place. There is nothing in place, isn't it? All of you agree? Everything not in place. Instead of saying that everything in place, that is not in place. That's how we have a lot of challenges these days about the strength, the students, teachers, faculties, colleges. Nothing in place now. I don't mean to say or generalize everybody is like that. There are exceptions like Vivekananda College because the leader here is Vivekananda ji, who gives a lot of inspiration, a lot of national spirit and morality, devotion, patriotism, whatnot. You take on and on. Vivekananda is a great model for all of us. So your college name itself gives you that kind of a backdrop where your very beginning of your career starts, and the kind of address you make probably every day you use his sayings or quotes everywhere in the college corridors, something like that. So that's how I look at the college. So it's reflected in your presence in the hall, whether it is mandated or I don't know what has happened, but you are all here. I'm very happy to see a big number of teachers. Whatever small things I know, I'll share with you because mentoring is not a small thing. Mentoring is a holistic process, actually. It's not a piecemeal or fragmented kind of a thing. So we'll take on with small, anecdote to start with about the mentoring. It is, you can listen to this. It's only a small practical experience. Not now. I'm sharing this anecdote from my personal experience, maybe 15, 20 years back when mentoring was not known to all of us. So that was the time this situation happened. I'll just share with you. With that, we will open the ceremony for mentoring and then try to probe into it, explore, and try to investigate and try to understand all of us. How do we fit to be called as mentors, or how can we make ourselves fit to become mentors, and what is our role, responsibilities, all that we can just in the process keep discussing. Whatever slides come, they'll be just coming for you to just have a glance at it. But we have to reflect, and then in the second session we will be going with the teaching, where reflective teaching I will focus. This reflective teaching, I'll connect wherever possible to your documentation, to the mentoring process. We can have a kind of, combination of these two sessions going parallelly. So you have to excuse me if I confuse you anywhere, right? So this is all about, you can go to the next one. These are some small anecdotes about my students at B.Ed. We have courses, B.Ed, M.Ed, PhD courses and all available. So this is a girl uh, who came to me one day. It was almost like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the evening, almost closing of the college around 5, 5:30. We were little, delayed persons in the college in the evenings. We used to stay long hours in the evening and interact with students. Those days, there were not so many avocations that students have today. Avocations 15, 20 years back, they were mostly banging on the teachers, talking to the teachers, interacting with the teachers. Whatever doubts and problems they have, they used to, clarify them and take help from the teachers. That was the olden golden day stories. So I'm talking about that day story. So this lady, young girl or young lady, she came to me and started weeping. And she said, I'm not going to write my examinations, final examinations, B.Ed examinations. Then I asked, why? She's a very bright student. Why do you say that you don't want to write the examination? Then she said, uh, there was nothing she's talking about the preparation nor about inability to write about the exam. Nothing is a problem. But she was talking something else. Why you don't want to write? She said, my father is sick. My father has cancer. Then second thing she said, I don't have a proper relationship with my mother. So many things confused. Then I said, wait, sit down. 5 minutes. She sat, had some water. Then I said, now you tell me what actually is your problem. Then she narrated about long story about her relationship with mother. There are some misconceptions amongst the children about mother, or father, whatever relationships. These are very, very prime relationships at home, which really makes a lot of difference in their personality when they come to any course or career. They cannot, segregate or distinguish. I would not say segregate, distinguish between what is the problem, real problem, and what is their personal problem. There are career problems, there are personal problems, there are relationship problems, teaching problems, n number of problems human beings encounter or experience. So I'll be so it's so so ultimately what she understood, it's okay. What I understood, not she understood, what I understood from her is there is some problem at home, and the father is suffering with cancer. So she has a lot of, attachment to father, because when you understand one relationship is not good, then automatically child gets attached to the other parent. So she got attached to father, and father is suffering with cancer. I asked her, what is the stage of your father's cancer? And he had to be operated, she said. When date is yet to be fixed, he has to be operated. Okay, fine, nice. Then I told her about the Ayurveda, I told her about the yoga, so many things, whichever I know, whatever I know. Then I asked her, is the operation immediately scheduled? He can wait for some time. She said, fine, he can wait for some time. We are yet to schedule the operation. So now, when are your examinations getting over? She gave 1 week schedule, something like that. Tomorrow, next day, there is exam. And with preparation, there is no problem. She's bright student. Then I asked her, please distinguish what is your problem and why you are bothered, because relationship is not good with the mother, so she is worried about the father. Okay, so she want to take care of the father, whatever it is. So I said, please try to distinguish between your real problem and your, you know, hypothetical, assuming something else as your problem, and you are carried away by that second problem. So first challenge for you is, now you have to write the examinations, and you are very bright kid, and you have another 12 hours to go for your examination. I think it's enough time for you to prepare and write the exam. Just stop thinking about your father's crisis. We will attend to it. I will help you, whatever you want. We will go to some expert, doctor, this and that. And there is always yoga is available, meditation is available, which would really reduce any kind of problems. There are experts who are claiming that cancer will also get reduced, because all of us know when you do meditation, the cosmic energy flows into your spinal region, and the spinal nerves will reach out to the place wherever there is ailment, and it will purify the blood. It gets cured. So it's a long process. It's not, as I said, in minutes it will happen. It's a sustained effort. The patient and the guide, or whoever is helping them out, they should be able to do it. So the child could distinguish the problem and understood what actually she is doing, why she is crying. She stopped crying. So this is one small event when I think of. I never forget this. That's why I'm sharing that old one. Many events may be there. They are not that grave kind of events, but this I felt. So why I'm sharing this is, this lady, I don't know what has happened after BED. She passed out, she went away, distinction and all. I forgot about the girl. But after about 15 years, she came back to our college as a yoga expert to give a guest lecture. Somebody called, I don't know. Somebody called her, I don't know. She came, and somebody were introducing me to that girl. Then I said, she said, I know she is my teacher. Then I said, okay, fine. I could recollect back the whole story last maybe 2, 3 years back. So I'm a fresh memory, so I'm sharing with you. So she became an expert in yoga. Then you can understand what story might have gone. She never came back for any help, but the small, help of us in a crisis, when the child has something which they're not able to understand what is the problem, real problem. So even ourselves, being teachers, being lot of experience and maturity, for small silly things we get carried away and we can't really know what to do. When you step out of your problem, stand outside of your problem and look at your problem. Like, we say empathetic. Like, other person looking at our problem can find solution. I can give you 100 suggestions, advices, salaha, suchana, all that I will do for others. But when it comes to me personal, very difficult to give suggestions and take care of things and do things as we suggest very easily to others. So this is what is the distinction we need to make, and make the students to understand that distinction. So they should come out of their problem, stand outside the problem, then look at the problem as if they are looking at others' problem. So this is generally a way of, uh, helping ourselves out to deal with any situation in life, not only career or teaching, whatever the problem it is. So you need to come out of the problem, stand outside the problem, look at the problem. So this is the way you can get the holistic vision about the problem. Then automatically you are the person who is experiencing the problem. So you know the reasons, factors, causative issues, and who are responsible. Is it you making the problem, or somebody else are making the problem? All these things will happen, and automatically we will be able to resolve many of our issues, provided if we are conscious about the problem, if we know what are the reasons for the problem, and if we are able to pat back ourselves, we can resolve many things. But it is very difficult for young children, especially the youth, who are already adolescents. Lot of challenges they have in terms of physical growth, mental growth, emotional growth, who come to you are the youth, carried away with so many distractions, deviations, attractions, whatnot. So that is the stage when the student comes to us, especially at the graduate standard, +2. After +2 they come to you. So they are really very big challenge for the teacher to handle them. Teaching is one side that anybody can do. A guide can help them to write and get distinction. That is what is happening with all the students. Today, you leave aside those olden days, golden days guides. Nobody is interested in your guides now. Nobody will read the guide also. They all will be going with a mobile phone. All repositories are available on the mobile phone. So they will be going to the hall and copying sometimes also. That is one side of the story. The other side of the story is they are equipped, well equipped with all the available repositories and resources related to any area that you say. It is Vayam Prabha, 34 channels, DTH channels are providing lot of graduate materials available. So many MOOC online courses available there. You have lot of material. Online libraries are available. Take anything, it is there. Push up the button, you have on your mobile phone available everything. Then what is that significance that we teachers have? So we should become really first the friend to our students. We should maintain that kind of a very beautiful interpersonal relationship where we can really take cognizance of the child and its background, whatever it is. If you make friends with them first, I think they will come to us. That is also very difficult these days because they have hell of friends online. They have assistants, online counselors are there, online mentors are there, online counseling platforms are available. And in the recent past, NEP 2020, when NCT came out with a proposal to come out with a blue book, they said that they would create a mentoring repository for India. They said all those retired teachers or whoever, we have a misconception about mentor means a person who is adult or elder to the person who he is, doing mentoring, mentee, mentor relation. That was the olden concept. But the new concept is, I don't know technology, I can learn and my child can help me. Sorry. Can help me, a young child, maybe 10-year old, I tell you, when you put two SIMs, how to operate, a 10-year-old child can inform you because the child was using mother's phone with a second SIM. You and me struggle to push out these things, understand these things, but the young child, without any fear, without any problem of managing with all these new gadgets, because they are the I would say the natives of this whole technologies. We are the migrants for this technology. So we have to depend on natives and we cannot really, or it is a big challenge for all of us to address these natives of technology with our limited knowledge of being migrators to this land of technologies. So these are all so many challenges that we have with the children who are coming to us because they are fascinated with all the developments. They're keen about all these things. They're more inspired by the short videos, short technologies, and short repositories than we giving. I was really worried when you have given me such a huge long slot. You may get tired listening to the same monotony from morning till afternoon. I'm really scared. I'm telling you how far I would sustain your curiosity and attention. I'm really doubtful. Let us see till the end of 1:30. Right. So this is a big challenge for me to address the same group for about 3 hours or so. I do it, but really it's a big challenge that to adults, teachers are very, very, I would say, difficult to handle. Teachers are very difficult to handle. We can handle any group, but it is very difficult to handle the teachers because teachers always think we are teachers, right? The other side, they sit always on the other side of the podium, they will be there. When you come to the opposite side of the podium, it is very difficult. We can talk 100 hours, but if we have to listen to, very difficult. So mentoring, basic idea of listening. So as you like, yeah, for me, no problem. For me, anywhere. Push it, push it. Okay, no problem. So, yes. Thank you so much. If at all it gets over, I'll ask for it. If that is there, I don't need also. I don't need. I'll just take help. Am I obstructing anybody? So, so we'll continue. Not no, not if I need, I'll here it is visible. You can use it. Sorry. Uh, so I was saying that for teachers, listening is very, very toughest job because we are always used to speak and give lot of advices and suggestions to freely to many people because they're easily available to us, about 60 people in a class altogether 3 years, we have 100, 200 students. Every day they listen to us. So we are really great people, no? So no teacher can compromise thinking I am not great. There the whole problem comes. And many of us, feel that we are somebody, that somebody, if you have, as long as you continue with the feeling I am somebody, then you will become nobody. So that is how we need to really think I am nothing. I am nothing. Every day if I start learning, we all say teachers are lifelong learners. Every day I should learn. Otherwise, I will become obsolete in my whatever I am doing. Even if you are teaching the same lecture for about 20 years, today again you have to update because so much updations are happening, so much new things are coming up. So when we talk about this mentoring, it is not something away from teaching. I feel teacher is first mentor, then only teacher. So we are all mentors, first of all, because without our knowledge, we keep doing a lot of mentoring in the classroom, right? We observe the children in the classroom. They are sometimes they come with some kind of a problem. Immediately our attention goes, whether we like it or not. As soon as you look around, there are some problems here and there creeping up. There are somebody who is not really interested in your lecture. There is somebody who is not feeling well. These are all the things perceivable for a teacher, easily cognized in the classrooms. In our 40-50 minute lecture, we keep observing so many such things. So if you pay attention to them, get back to them, and make a very conscious effort to deal with all these situations, that's in a way you are doing mentoring. It's a kind of informally, unconsciously, consciously, directly, indirectly, a teacher is a mentor. Every day she's a mentor. So I thought I would share with you that anecdote and go into the process. Before going to the lecture, let me just go next. There is one I have pasted here. If you want, if it is not readable, you can take one Word document is also there. We can open it. Is it readable? Is it readable? I will read for you. There are some 4 plus 5 plus 5, 14 skills are there. 14 skills are there. I'll read for you from my laptop, or somebody can read it, or just go to minimize this. Minimize this. No, just to minimize it. There is a Word document in the same folder. Open that. Yeah. Go down. This book also I will give you. Just 6. Go down. Still, it's a beautiful handout. You can have it and read once. Then you will enjoy it. Still further in the annexure, it will be there. Yeah, this is the one. This, is it readable? Is it readable? You can increase the size of the font. Yeah, or zoom it. So each one of you take your one paper, white paper. Don't write in the notebook. Take a separate sheet and just give the rating. Whatever mentoring skill you have, the quality of the skill that you think you have, just give honest answer. There's nothing right, nothing wrong, nothing bad, nothing good. It's just for our sake to reflect on our own mentoring skills. In the part 1, it is the shared core skills. I don't want to say anything now. These are the shared core skills. All these words are known to all of us, and we have been using these things in our classrooms every day. So it is the shared core skills. Under part 1, you have 4 questions or skills, I would say, mentoring skill. First skill is listening actively. Just reflect, am I a good listener? Keen listener, active listener. Many a times it happens, somebody keep talking to us, we don't listen to them. We hardly listen to them. We assume that we know what they are saying. So children also do many a time. Suppose mother keeps telling every day, careful, go slowly, take the bus, this and that. So child knows every day she will give the same lecture. That day she may be saying, I am leaving today, I'm not going to stay at home. Keys will be placed at a particular point. Okay, if the child thinks she is giving every day scenario, doesn't listen, then evening they have to face the music, right? So we have to become very keen listeners. Some children make noise. I understand in the classroom. They will be troubleshooters in the classroom, but they are very loving children, I tell you, if you make friends with them. Outside the classroom, you talk to them. Don't talk anything inside the classroom. These are called classroom management skills also. If you make friends, if you are a lady teacher and a girl is there, no problem. You put a hand on the shoulder. Cross sex, don't do that. Okay, so there are problems. So you just take them into confidence and talk to them. Just talk to them. That's all. They will become friends in the next day class. They won't trouble you anymore. So these are some classroom management skills. If we use, they become our friends and they will not be any more trouble shooters. So the first one is listening actively. You just give your own honest rating. That's why I gave this all narrative, so that you will not mistake yourself as keen listener with 5 score. Please give honestly 1 score also, no problem. Okay, just reflection for your sake. I don't trouble you anyway if you give even 1 or 5, whatever. Right. The next one is about building trust. Building trust. Then encouraging. Are you having the skill of encouraging the students or anybody who come to you for a counseling, for a help or any kind of advice or suggestion? Then this is all encouraging. Then identifying goals and current reality. Just now I told a narrative. What actually they need. We should be able to pinpoint and focus out the place where the problem is. If we also beat around the bush like the student and go become sympathetic to them, cry along with them, take them home and also, cry for 1 more hour along with them, I think we will not find the solution to the problem. We should come out of that problem, look at with empathy, not with sympathy. So then I think we will be able to find a solution. This is the first set of skills, part 1. Then go to the second set of, don't show them the answers here, just push it fast, push it fast. Yeah. The second one, don't read below one, which is highlighted one. Second part is mentor specific skills. These are mentor, those are core. These are mentor specific skills. Instructing or developing capabilities amongst the students. Then inspiring. Then providing corrective feedback. Managing risks. Opening doors. These are some simple skills, mentoring skills. Then go to the third part. Just give your rating. That's all. Part 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, rating. That's all. You don't need to write all the questions. How many completed part 1? Everybody should complete. If you have not done, we will go back to the point. Quickly we'll finish. Give first heading, then number 1 question, rating, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever you want to give there. Go to the second question, then beside you give the answer. Just give the answers on the sheet, piece of paper. And immediately you consolidate. Don't show answers. Just hide that. And immediately, once you complete 3 of them, second is done. Instructing, developing capabilities. First one, you write part 2, 1. Your answer, you put a dash or a hyphen and put the answer 5, 3, 1, 0, whatever is suitable to you. Okay, don't carry it away with any kind of emotional things. This is to know, reflect on our own mentoring skills and then equip if at all we don't have those skills. Nothing wrong. If I say I don't know, it's a very good sign that we are ready to learn. We are ready to learn. We should be ready to learn because teachers are always learners. Otherwise, we become outdated in our profession. So second is inspiring. Third is providing corrective feedback. Fourth is managing risks. Fifth is opening doors. These are some skills. I have not taken all the global. So many are there. If you take the list and go on exploring, I was doing for you this job yesterday, and so I could collect so many repositories. It's very difficult to manipulate and then summarize them. Very difficult for me. So then go to the third point. Done. Second is done. Then go to the third one. Just hide that. No, you can just push it up. That's all. Go to the third one, mentee specific skills. These are mentee specific skills. Acquiring mentors, then learning quickly, showing initiative, following through, managing the relationship. Mentee specific. Do your mentees, that is your students, do they have such kind of things? Suppose I am a teacher with mentorship skills. Then naturally I expect my students to possess the mentee skills. This is how we can look at this third part and look at that and then write down 5, 3, 1, 0, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now just make the totals of your score for part 1, part 2, and part 3. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Just put below Part 1 total, Part 2 total, Part 3 total. Consolidate the score. Just add. Simple addition you have to do. Nothing more, nothing less. Simple addition. Quick. Done. Because we have to discuss a lot of things. So many are there to understand. Okay. Done. 3 totals you have got. Subtotals. Now open all your those things. Just keep open the whole document now. 1, 2, 3. Just look at that. That is the score given. If you are between 16 and 20, you are excellent. If you are between 11 and 15, very good. Don't change any scores to become excellent. Okay. Just keep whatever scores you got. Keep them. If you are all excellent, I'm very happy that a very good teacher group is available for Vivekananda to mentor the students. Right. Then the 11 to 15 will be very good, and 6 to 10 will be adequate. And if you are under that, then you have to really think about it. Below 5 if you are there, then under observe others who have strong skills. Then second also just go, because it depending on the total number of items, the scores are going like that. If you have 4 total number, 20 will be the highest score. If you have 5, 25 will be highest score. So accordingly they divided into 3 levels: excellent, very good, and average or adequate. Second also same thing, go 20, 25 between, 15, 19 between, 10 and 14 between. So you give your total score, beside you write excellent, very good, adequate, whatever you have. And then third also similarly, you have 5 scores. So 20, 25 between, 15, 19 between, 10 to 14 between, 9 or less than or under that. So you will definitely have to focus on that. So don't share with anybody your score. Don't share with me also. You are free to keep with you all those scores without writing your name. Most of you are women. Only few men are there. Only men can write men, so that others will be women on the top. Just gender. If at all I want any analysis to make from gender point of view, just men write there men. Remaining all sheets will be of women, right? Because it is very easy to categorize. Sorry, very sorry. We are used to use body language so much, teachers. That's a problem. So then, uh, uh, are you through? Are you through these 3 levels of scores, right? So we will say goodbye to this, close it down, close down that, then come back to the presentation. No, it's already there at the taskbar. Minimize it. Minimize it. When we want, we can open it again. When we need, open. Go to the presentation. Yeah, just skip these files. Skip these 2, 3 slides because you have already done. Okay. Slowly. Now, this one you can see. What is that origin of mentoring? Just one word I will say. I will not go to the history. You can explore. This is only to inspire you. There is some story behind mentoring. It's not a new thing. It's ages back mentoring. And all of us know our parents are mentors. Our neighbors are mentors. Our relatives are mentors. So many mentors we have in life. Multitude of mentors around us keep troubling every day. They give lot of advices, whether you ask them or not. Right from our dressing to eating to whatever we do, to the teacher. Teacher is not alone mentor, but teacher is the great mentor for us, because we believe in teacher, we trust the teacher, we have lot of faith in the teachers than anybody else in life. So this is where it has been originated. If you can increase the size, increase it, or yeah, just push this side. Yeah, mentor. See, this is the son of Alchemist and friend of Odysseus. Some English literature teacher should correct me if I'm pronouncing those names wrong. Literature, they are all. Then Odysseus left for the Trojan War. He placed mentor in charge of his son, Telemachus. So that is how the word has come, because this itself will indicate who is that mentor. And they are also using the word protegis for the mentee. You don't need to use that. Protege, you can use that word. So mentees are also called like that. So mentor was a trusted friend, more experienced, a counselor and a teacher. That is the meaning they have picked up from the origin of the word mentor. Then go down. Just for our information sake, you can explore this further and tell me if you can on phone. This is what we learned after your session, because we don't bother about history much, but history is very, very important, where we cannot lose track of the history. Please go down. What happened? These are some examples. Like that, you have hundreds of examples who acted as a mentor to whom. Gandhiji was mentor for so many. Similarly, Subhash Chandra Bose was mentor so many. And Vivekananda happens to be mentor till today to so many millions of students and teachers, RSS groups and whatnot. Many people follow. My student worked for his PhD on Vivekananda, where he came out with a national system of education for character building of Indian citizens. That's how he tried to work on Vivekananda. That's why I'm saying he is a mentor to so many people without his physical presence, with his literature, writings, and books, volumes he has written. His life story is enough for us to become, or make him as our mentor. So this is where you can see a lot of people are there like this. Just skip it, skip it. This is how mentoring skills you can have, how uh, kind of things you don't trouble them with all the people and all. This is one pictorial I got from somewhere, just for you to reflect on that, whether you like it, don't like it, all that we can do later on. Just skip it. These are some of the mentoring skills. Earlier you have seen a set of 14 mentoring skills. Now you see another set of 12 mentoring skills. They are not same to the earlier one. What is that list is talking about? Listen effectively and follow up. Listen effect. I told you in the beginning, we are poor listeners. Teachers are poor listeners because we are mostly make others to listen, so we never listen. So first skill that we need to learn as teachers is first to have patience to listen to what student is saying. Many teachers say, when they are talking or lecturing in the classroom, if any student raise up and start troubling you, I would use the word troubling you, because many teachers think if a child questions, they want to trouble you. No, many children are very curious to know then and there, the clarification they want. But we teachers get irritated if they trouble you in between or stop you in between. First only open the ceremony saying, wherever you get doubt, please clarify then and there. Then they don't trouble you. Okay, because they know that you are confident you can clarify anything. Many of them have a doubt whether you know the answer or not. So they try to check your ability or capability, whether you know it, what you are talking to the student. So many different psychology students come to our classroom. So as a teacher, I need to have that balance. We use the word emotional intelligence. All of you know the intellectual quotient, emotional quotient, spiritual quotient, whatnot quotient. All quotients are coming up. Happiness quotient. Take anything, there is a quotient now available for you. So like that, first thing is listening, or listen effectively, not just mere listen. There is a difference between hearing and listening. What is hearing and what is listening? All of you know. You're all hearing to me, I'm sure. But I'm not sure how many of you are listening to me. Am I right? Is there anybody who is not listening to me? Honestly, there may be somebody who is not listening to me. They must have already read some, mentoring available literature, maybe ready to attack me. Okay, attack. I will learn from you. It is very fortunate for me that I got an opportunity to learn from Vivekananda something more than what I know, because we are all limited people, human beings, and our time and ability to capture is very limited. So if 100 of us review the documents and come here, make 5-minute presentation, I think you learn more than what I'm talking today in these 3 hours. That is my view. Collaborative learning, cooperative learning would help at the higher education level better than individual learning. So that is the order of the day, both in technology wise, otherwise physically face-to-face learning strategy. So when you're talking about ability to listen effectively and follow, so we have to listen carefully and then take on the lead to mentor them further. Everybody may not require our mentoring, but saliently somebody may need, very salient. It is very inconspicuous, or I would say negligible, but still it makes some difference in somebody's life. We think what I did, casually you give so many advices. Some boy said, some career he was talking. I said, why don't you go for MBA? I don't even remember. I said, after a long time I met him. You told no that day to do MBA. I did my MBA. I don't know. I advised him also. But so our advices are very casual, sometimes, but they become very, very significant for somebody and it makes a difference in their life. So we are the change makers and transformers for somebody's life. So you should believe in yourself and be conscious of what you are saying. That's the only thing I want to caution the teachers. Don't give offhand suggestions to anybody, but give a conscious suggestion, advice, whatever we are giving, whether our student or child or neighbor or anybody who come to you. Then develop your empathy. This is what I told. Don't go carried away with sympathy or sympathetic. Don't be sympathetic to anybody. Be empathetic to all of us. Know this is one of the prominent life skills all of us have to learn in life. We are learning them to some extent. We are able to deal with empathy also these days. That's very, very important thing even for the mentoring, because unless you understand their problem and be in their place, you can't find a solution to the problem. If I take it as others' problem, then I cannot do the justice to the problem. So whatever problem, don't use it as a problem also, as a piece of advice, as a piece of suggestion. If we say, it will be more appropriate to say that we are doing something, right? So the empathy, develop your empathy. So we have to become very conscious to become empathetic human beings. Maintain your focus. Other one is maintain your, this also we discussed to some extent. Focus should be there. All of us should know what for we are doing, dealing and handling, manipulating, whatever we are dealing, doing with the students. We should be very, very conscious enough and have the focus on the point what is required for us. Don't waste the time beating around the bush. Just try to understand, listen to them. Don't interfere with them. Don't interrupt them. Let them be cool and relax and share whatever they want to share. You should have patience to listen carefully, listen keenly, listen with lot of empathy to them. Just listen. That's enough. Keen listener. So then automatically empathy will happen. Focus would come in its place. So focus is very, very important. So pinpointedly, what is the place where our need is, there. So that is the focus point. Then build an authentic mentoring relationship. This is something very, very important, that you should be able to win the trust, confidence, and reliability for the student, that they will help me. Why a student go to some teacher only? Why not to all the teachers? In our times, 2001, we have introduced this mentoring concept in education. Even now we are following the same thing, 1 to 10 ratio, as she said, quantitative wise, 1 to 10 ratio will be there. All their records, their attendance, everything we had to take care. But after some time, it is very difficult these days to capture those 10 also, because out of the 100, 50 will be always, what is their status. So this kind of a situation we are handling now. So those days we were very keen. Their mobile number used to be with us, their profile used to be with us, their background used to be with us. They used to come for every damn thing, and we used to sit in the evening. Those were the days I'm talking. After some time, this situation has totally changed. They're no more interested in coming to the teachers. Most of them don't come to college only. Then no question of mentoring, right? So they should first come to us. If they are not coming to us, we should go to them. How? These days it is very easy to go, have a group, connect to them through the groups, or connect to them through the online classes, or connect to them through our class groups, connect to them through our blogs, whatever way you want to have, or have your own LMS and have online classes for the students. Tell them, if you are not coming to college, well and good, attend my class. It is there. Recorded class available in my blog, recorded class available in my class group, or whatever. If your college has LMS, learning management system, in the LMS you must have posted, or post it if you have not posted. If you don't have an LMS, or have your own Moodle and have an online platform, offer your lectures through that. So see that you reach out them. They don't come to us, it's for sure. So we should try to reach those students who are not coming to us. These are the strategies where we can become better mentor and build, really show them that I am concerned for you. This concern for the student, we should be able to express through all these ways. I'm trying to reach them out, give them something. And you can also ask them, post some of the things. If you know that this 10% or 5% are very, very intelligent, bright fellows, maybe they would teach better than you. If they come to the classroom, you may fail before them. Don't think you will be failing, because teacher is always a winner. If it is my student, if he wins, I won. This is the kind of, a feeling and attachment and kind of affiliation you should have for the student. Then what happens? Build an authentic mentoring relationship. So they should come to you. They should come on their own, not because you are allotted to them. Even if they are allotted to you, they never come. They never come, nor they bother to come to you and take any mentoring, right? So we should see that, create that kind of inspiration and motivation, such kind of a motivation we should provide to them, where they should win the confidence and trust you that if I go there, I will get something better than what I am. So this trust building is very, very important, and maintaining that kind of relationship with the mentor and mentee between. Organize your affairs, whatever maybe, we are all busy. None of us are free, isn't it? First time when we get a first word we use is, what do we use? We are all busy. None of us are, it is true also to some extent, but we need to organize such a way where we have time for everything. There will be time for space for everything. So we need to understand how to organize ourselves so that we find some space for ourselves, space for our students. So this space is a way of our skill of organization. So that is the organize your affairs, whatever may be the situation. I may be very busy. So what? Modi ji is so busy. He's going for an invited talk to where? Yesterday or someday I saw in the news item. So the person, I just narrate one small 30-second story. One person came, I believe, to Hyderabad or some place, and he wanted some expert in particular area. So somebody said, I know one person is very expert, but he's quite busy. Then he said, okay, bring me or take me to that person, because whoever is busy, really busy, not as we say busy consciously, unconsciously, every day we say, no, I'm very busy, I have so many things to do. We hardly do anything, but we keep thinking we are doing everything and we never do anything, isn't it? So many things are postponed. Timetable is never followed. We think this week I do 100 things, because that they are not possible. Put only 5 things what you can do, but what we do, 50 things we keep, and we will fail to do them. And we should not do that. What we should do, whatever possible goals are there. So that's where organize your affairs and make the students also develop that kind of a ability to set their goal 1, goal 2, goal 3, whatever they want, career goal, personal goal, family goal, whatever they have. So let them set their goals. When they come to you, you will develop the ability in them to organize, right? So that organize your affairs, then help overcome barriers and false limits. Whatever barriers, whatever challenges, whatever difficulties you have to or you are facing, then all those things have to be really washed out, washed out, or rather solved, resolved. That's how you need to look at that particular skill. Inspire others. I have already been talking to you about inspiration, motivation, whatever ignition you have to do. What is that ignition? You have to ignite the young minds. You have to ignite the young minds. One Abdul Kalam book is there. What is that book? No, that is Wings. Okay, this ignition, igniting young minds are some very beautiful book. It's small book, very beautiful book. Out of 15 or so written books, this is a wonderful book. You all can read. You can ignite your students, right? So this ignition is very, very important. So inspire others, build a relationship based on trust and engagement. So automatically, if you are trustworthy, then automatically people will believe in you, come to you, take your help. It's not necessary that they should come and take our help. Not necessary. It should not be recorded as NAC is expecting us to do all documentation. But the problem is, if they don't ask, we don't do anything. We are very lousy people. Indians are very lousy people, lethargic people. We don't want to do anything unless somebody pierce us. They are piercing us from the back, pierce. Unless they pierce, we don't do anything. That is our Indian psyche. We are Nawabis, especially in Hyderabad. People are very much relaxed people. They want to enjoy life all the time, enjoy life. Enjoy its weekend. That's why foreign people, Saturday, Sunday, they don't work. We work all the days. 24/7 we work. But none of our goals will be achieved because we don't work seriously anytime. All the time we keep working. We look very busy every time. Some students come and say, Madam, you are very busy. I'm sorry, I'm disturbing you. We say, no, 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 I'm not busy. But otherwise you will say, I am busy. But you are not really busy, but you assume that you are busy. So these assumptions have to go, and we should live in reality and set the goals what we can do. Desirable, possible, practical goals we should set and see that it's done. If it is not done, throw it out. I cannot do it anymore. So keep it aside and then go for a possible goal. Impossible ones which are not, you know, in our vicinity or in our capacities, we should not set the goals. You should have bigger goals. As Abdul Kalam said, what did he say? It is a crime to have small small vision or goals. He said you should have a high goal and high vision to achieve in life. Okay, fine, that's good. But practically speaking, whatever you can do it possibly, you should go on improving your setting standards. Right. Then this is how trust and engagement, then align goals with the expectations. So this has to match. I cannot over expect myself. I should be in my own capacities to have that alignment should be there. Then observation skills. This is very, very important. As I said in the beginning, listening so much is important. Observation. I will give you one beautiful in 10 slide or 9 slide, one caption. You will really enjoy it. Somewhere listening, I have given that. I will not speak to you that now. That time you see that. Observation skills. So what are these observation skills? As I said, we keep nodding our head. I don't think I'm seeing every one of you, but this is the way teacher has to do so that everybody think their teacher is looking at them. This is a kind of stimulus variation for the students and also for us, that we pay attention as if we are paying attention to everybody. More so, in my just flash view, I know there is some discrepancy going on. I know there are somebody who is not paying attention to me. Somebody is engaged otherwise, engaged otherwise. In our classrooms, mostly back benches we think, but also front benches will be engaged in certain things. So this engagement, purposeless engagement, we have to stop, make it more purposeful engagement. Very difficult and challenging for a teacher to engage the students. So engagement is very, very important in a classroom transaction or curriculum transaction, for which we need keen observation skills. So this observation is very, very important. Everybody, we should be cognizant, and what is happening in a classroom, we should be observant. Then provide advice and constructive feedback. This is very, very important. Just don't give an advice and forget about it. Take the feedback also, how any progress happened, any development happened. Just casually you keep inquiring with them so that student keep sharing, and they also think and feel that teacher is concerned about my problem. It's not that one day you give some advice, piece of advice, forget about it. So on and off, whenever you happen to see them, whenever you are in your vicinity, or these days it is very easy, you have WhatsApp groups, just to post hi so and so number name, then they will know that you are inquiring. You're not saying anything on the posted caption, but you will be just saying hello to somebody. So when you say hello to somebody, they know. Or if you have a mentor group, so beautifully you can put a message that are you busy? Can you spare some time? Spend some time with me. So it's a kind of caution for them. If you need me, I am there for you. So very, very simple, small tactics and techniques if we use, students will always think, yes, they are looking at me. They wanted to help me. They're still know them what my problem. They're still thinking about my problem. So this trust building, if we can really put in them, I think we will be able to do the job better. Provide advice, that's done. Then conflict management, constructive feedback is that, time to time, if we deal with the situations will not become very, you know, dangerous. They don't reach the danger end. I still feel sorry for one of my MPhil student. I just tell you because just now that flash came to my mind. She's a very, very bright child. She finished her MPhil, got married. She used to narrate every day so many things. She got an employment, but in-laws and parents, the husband was good, but in the fold of the mother-in-law, so many things she used to say. So we used to sit and discuss, and I called husband, whatever best I can do, I did. But suddenly she disappeared. Her phone number changed. I could not reach out. I don't know her house, address. Those days, telephones were not accessible. Mobile phones were not there. Only land phones were there. So even till today, I keep thinking about that girl. She was working in some army school. I asked so many people, did you ever come across Sheila? So many people I asked, but I could not trace out. When I went there also, I could not see her. So this always lingers in my mind. What might have happened to that girl? You know, that's a kind of a concern we have for some children. Sometimes we miss them out. We are not able to help them out. So this helplessness should really feel us to somehow. Even till today, I don't forget, I'm still in search of her. I ask so many people, any army teacher happens I happen to come across, I keep asking them, did you ever come across such a name? So this is, our heart melts when we listen to some kind of stories about especially girl students. Not only girl students, I have so many boy students also have hell of such kind of issues. Very simple issues. I tell you, 40 years, if a boy or a girl don't get married, our social stigmas you can understand. And certain community like Vaishya, why I'm telling all this, these are very common things which we think we should not talk in the groups. We should not share them outrightly everywhere. They can be shared. Anything can be shared so that you will find solutions from such groups. Suppose if I put a proposal for all of you, do you know any good Vaishya girl? Can you help my student? You know, I will get a solution from this group. This may be out of the discussion for today's talk, but very much inside the talk, I would say, because you are going to help some student who develop a lot of social stigma. These are the social stigmas we have. What happens if you don't get married? Vivekananda is a live example. He was a bachelor. So many spinsters, bachelors are there. So are they not happy? They are happy. Those who married also happy. Those who are not married also happy. Those who are married also unhappy. Not married also unhappy. So there are only two people, two groups. One group is unhappy, one group is happy. That's all. Or the same group is happy for some time, not happy. All of us are happy for some time, not happy for some time. This is common. Why should we worry about these things? Right? This is part of life. Isn't it? Every time we cannot be happy. Not possible to be happy, right? We have so many complaints about everybody except us. Right? We should start complaining about ourselves. I think we will start enjoying ourselves, right? So this should happen. Then what is that we are? That's why I use these all examples. Conflict management. Last one is the conflict management. We need to resolve so many conflicts we have in life, right? Everything is a conflict if you look with that perspective. If you look at the perspective with a perspective, there's nothing like a problem. I can resolve. There is a possibility to resolve any conflict that come up, right? All of you believe this is also one of the life skills which we teach to our students right at the schooling. Like WHO has given some 10 life skills as a mandatory for all the school children to learn. This as a capsule book available in the UNESCO website. And also there is a huge 1,000-page book available on life skills with anecdotes, with stories, with proverbs, and also beautiful. That book you can read also from the website. So many, not only these skills, but also many more skills. Interpersonal relationships, conflict management, goal setting, decision making, all these are all life skills. So few of them you see in your mentoring also. So conflict management, these are some. Again, I'm saying there are only few things I'm touching upon. There is a big extended list of mentoring skills. Go to the next slide. This is a kind of mentoring skills. Other side, you could have got the word, just bring to center. Left side, you will get the mentee. Right side, extreme, you will get mentor. Actually, that word I could not copy or forgot to copy. So then the other side, all of you know, acquiring mentors, learning quickly, showing initiative, following thorough, managing the relationship. These are essential qualities or characteristics that are required for anybody to get some help from somebody. Always mentor cannot go to the mentee. Mentee should also, mostly mentees should go to the mentor. Otherwise, how do they know that you are having some problem? Isn't it? I may have an hallucination. How do my mentor know? No, I may be suffering from some psychological disorder. How do my mentor know? I should open up. I should open up. Then at least she or he will help me with some medical advice, with some other personal advice, or some other kind of a solace. Something I would get help from them, isn't it? They become agitative, they become aggressive, they'll get hallucinations. Who are these people? Uh, what is that? Schizophrenia people. So there are so many people. Today, if you see in schooling, lot of children have uh, autism. Autism, many kids have autism today. And earlier they never know. Now lot of development has come in this area. Autism spectrum disorder. You know, there's a spectrum of disorders. Till today we could not fix. Till today we could not fix. Still research is going on in this area. So parents don't know that they have an autistic child. If you don't catch them right at the young age, till the age of 5, 90% of our brain development will be completed. If you lose that time of the child, very difficult to put and align them and put them onto normals. You will find people like Einstein and many people were artistic people. They'll be very creative. They'll be very creative in some areas. Any problem? My friend in the last row, I told no, everybody will be engaged. I don't want to make her conscious. I'm sorry, maybe you are discussing what I'm talking, right? About conflict management, she may be talking, or maybe autism she is referring to, schizophrenia she is referring. I assume good things only so that I'll be happy, right? So this is where the other side is the mentee, this side is the mentor, and in between it is an intersection where both should have this character. This side is instructing, developing capabilities, inspiring, providing corrective feedback, managing risk, opening doors. These are all I don't need to explain. Very simple, casual words where we need to emulate them into our personalities so that we will be able to do justice to our mentees. In between, you see listening, both need to listen because unless and otherwise you cannot do justice. Either mentee or mentor, then build trust, both should have. Encouraging, identifying goals and current reality. So we should always fix to what is happening. Actually, the problem comes to all of us. As I referred first case, she was living somewhere. She was not with the problem that is required at that particular point of time. You know, today is more important for me. Now it is more important for me. I may have 100 things to do, but if I start thinking about them, I can't do justice here. So I should put everything, throw them out. My time now is for this class. So I should focus myself totally for this time, for this hour, for this purpose only. Then I will be very positive in my attitude and I can do justice to the session that I'm doing here. So we don't do many times keep thinking either about the future or bothering about the past. I would have not done. You have already done. Why the hell you think why you would have not done? Take a lesson and get away. What you want to do, okay, plan for the future, but don't live in the future. Don't live in the past. Don't live in the future. Just have insights and plan for it and be present to what is present. So this is something very, very important for the human beings to be happy. You know, if you are in the present, living with the present, I think we'll be more happy than living in the past or living in the future, because always we will be creating the future. We will never enjoy the present, isn't it? We will never enjoy the present. You want to prepare laddus for coming season. Today you are not enjoying. Eat one laddu today, enjoy it. Why the hell you store in a tin for the next summer for children, this and that? Eat today and be happy. You know, you can prepare tomorrow some more. Why one time at a time this many? Every day prepare two laddus, no? So simple example I'm saying. All the time we will be planning for something in the future and regretting for what has happened in the past. So you are recreating the pain 100 times if you are thinking about a painful thing, right? Even if it is happiest moment also, no need to become so much excited every day about what has happened that day, right? So this is how a human being should learn to live in the present. When we are in the present, automatically this identifying goals and current reality would definitely give us a focus to us. So this is how we can go. Model shared course skills. Please go down. Next. This is one more thing. You can just read this caption. Beautiful. Countless ways of achieving greatness, but any road to achieving one's maximum potential must be built on a bedrock of respect for the individual, a commitment to excellence, and a rejection of mediocrity. See, look at that. They don't want anybody to be mediocres. We don't want to, or we should never plan for be in the average list. Always let us have high things, not just have, but also put into action what we want to achieve, isn't it? Only things will happen when we do it. So this action is very, very important. So all of us will start planning things beautifully and also organizing things beautifully and acting on the plan very effectively. I think then we can achieve all those things. That's what he was looking at. See, we can achieve. It's not one way we can achieve greatness, but countless ways, strategies or tactics we can use where we can become excellent and successful in our endeavors. So whatever it is, so he is saying that potential must be built on the same foundation. It will be there. So like that, all of you can understand and interpret in your own ways. I don't want to interpret because it is given by who? Professional baseball manager. So for him, he thought that for me and for you, it may be something little different, but by and large, the foundation will be same. So you can interpret, you are free to interpret. This is, don't go with my interpretation. Then these are some of the things which I found very interesting. None of these slides are mine. I'm telling you, they are all borrowed from internet repositories. Whatever I like, I picked them. Whatever I did not like, I did not pick them up. Okay. You may like some more. Please go and search. Right. So this is where encouraging participation. Something very, very important for mentoring is participation. Unless you and your mentee are together and they are participating in the mentoring process, you cannot do any justice. You cannot help them in any ways. So this is where we can look at role to what is our role? Our role is not to do their job. Our role is to motivate them to do their job. Find out where the issue is there. Make out how to do or how to deal and fix themselves and act on that. So they should do it. We should never do anything for the mentee. It is they who have to do everything. We should facilitate them. We are only facilitators. Today, teachers are also limited to facilitation. We are no more teachers nor cheaters. Okay. We should not become cheaters, nor we are teachers. We are only facilitators. Today, the schooling also, it is becoming all child-centric pedagogies and child-centric or student-centric curriculum. Today, all student-centric curriculum, right? So that's where we can see this. Encouraging your group, all that you can understand what it is. Discussions should happen, clarifications should happen, discourses should go continuously and build the trust and then have the faith in mutual trust and mutual faith should be there. This is where you can say and transition to that's something they have given from the UK. How can you encourage part? There are three things they said about this skill to improve or develop either in the mentee or in the mentor. What did they say? One is questioning, second is listening, third is using your body language. Our body language speaks more than what we speak, right? So if you are sitting, your body posture tells me 100 things about your personality, your thinking, your attitude, your mind, what is happening in your mind, I can see. Because somebody show they are serious, but they are not really serious. I can understand. The smile, you can see the sarcasm, you can see the liking, you can see the aversion, you can see 100 expressions in their smile, in their eye language, in their facial expression, in their smile, in various parts of your things, your eyebrows, everything speak to. All of you are smiling, but there is a meaning in everybody's smile, right? You know, all of you know what I mean to say, because I don't need to tell you what you mean, right? So this is how the questioning, one is the questioning is very, very important for us. There are open-ended, I will go to those slides gradually. Open-ended, closed-ended, hypothetical, various categories. If you ask English literature teacher will give you a huge explanation on what is a question, how should be a question, how should you write, and what does it mean, how should it be 100 grammatically related to the English language, they will tell you. But I'm not getting into so many details. Connect ourselves to the mentoring process of question. Go to the next one, questioning, listening, and then other things. So this is something very, very important. While you are asking any question, we should be careful. Something, if they're not interested in sharing this, whatever you are sharing, if they're not interested, don't. That it is my fault. It's not my fault, right? So if you're not interested or if they're not interested in telling something, don't force them. Don't force them. Just casual discussion you can have. Gradually they open. Gradually they open. You should create that space. That's why I said trust and confidence building is most important. the relation between the mentor and mentee. If they develop that confidence in you, if they trust you, I think they tell you everything. They tell you everything, including their very personal things, which they might have not shared with their spouse and children also. Sometimes they share with you. So you should know how to make them to open up, how to build the confidence and trust in them. Then what happens automatically, the questions that you ask, we call them leading questions, probing questions, exploring kind of questions, investigating kind of questions, so many categories of questions. So gradually probe, don't abruptly ask such a big question where you get them embarrassed about your question. Very personal, it is very personal. They would share definitely, but the time should come that they should reveal, not you ask them that very personal question. You know, there are big people, big professors who talk about ethics, but they don't follow ethics in their personal life. What can we do? No, the family suffers. And I cannot go and advise him. He's such a big professor. He talks about ethics every day. Only alternate solution is go to court of law. There is no other alternate because they won't convince. Because if you don't know and if you are doing, I can help you. Knowingly, if you are doing, consciously, if you are doing, and wanted to do it, no way I can do anything. The way I can do is try, try, try till you get tired and till they come to you. Try alternate ways and means where they may change. We should always have that hope and optimism where we can bring some transformation in the person whom you are worried or interested or bothered about. Because I am interested in the wife. Husband is doing some nonsense, right? So how do I help them? How do I help them? She narrates. I can only give advice to her because she came to me. But that fellow is not coming nor ready to come. What will you do? Only alternate solution is they decided to go to court of law for justice. I know this is a delayed justice. Don't know whether they get it or not. But still, there are other ways of means. People use manhandling also if required. Okay. So this is also one strategy where you can make them to realize whatever you are doing is not correct, not ethical. You are responsible for your family, right? Some people, in the low socioeconomic background, they do this every day, right? We observe them. Whatever best counseling we can do, we do it. But still they continue the same behavior, repeat the same behavior day in and day out. So these are certain things where maybe you hand over one day to police. That fellow may change sometime. Now, I'm saying about the extreme kind of things. I'm not saying this should happen in a classroom. But mentoring is not only for students. If you are a mentor, you can be mentor to anybody, right? Your neighbor, your friends, sometimes our friends' children will come to us. Our neighbor children will come to us, right? So we need to do some kind of counseling. I'll give you one small narrative in between so that this trust and how parents will make something, their children will change their personalities or happen to enter into wrong kind of personalities and behavior. There was one boy who was doing theft all the time at home. Both parents are very engaged, like all of us. We are busy from morning till evening. We don't know what is happening at home, what is happening with our children outside. Don't know, never have time, nor spend quality time to interact and know. Never be bothered, right? Most of us have no time, right? We do have time, we do spend time. I'm not saying those parents who spend time. I'm saying about those parents who don't have time, don't spend time. That's why I said all of us, so that nobody will find fault with me, right? So this is where this fellow was doing theft at home, thinking that parents would identify and then scold him. Never it happened. And then he started doing theft in the neighborhood. Then the neighborhood people came and complained to the parents that this fellow did some theft with us. Then parents got annoyed because they're very rich, well-off people. All facilities are available for the child. Why this fellow must have done? Then the child said this. They sat because it's a big complaint about their child, isn't it? Both parents sat. They are listening to the neighbor. Then the child said, "I'm very happy that at least now you are paying attention to me and listening to what I'm doing. See, you are not bothered about me. You want to communicate, but There was no space for him to communicate that you need to pay attention to me. If you ask any young child, some of you may be young parents, you know your kids are very young in the school. You ask them what they want. What they ask? You stay at home. You stay at home. Do you need to go to college today? Every day, the children, young children will ask because they come back home by 2 o'clock, 12:30 if they're very young, and they expect mother or somebody should be available to talk to them. We never have time to talk to them because we reach home very late and very busy, engaged in so many activities. I'm not finding fault with anybody. Scenario I'm telling. So the amount of quality time if you spend with the child, I think they'll be very happy while eating, while doing some other job. Some parents have a habit of putting them on kitchen platform and doing their work, keep talking to the child. So they share so many things, stories, this and that. You also share some stories, teach them some rhymes, teach them some nice verses from some good books. This kind of relationship parents maintain so that, child don't miss the parent. Though you are doing your work, you're also engaging the child, spending time with them, talking to them. So this quality time when you give to them, whatever time you have, the child will be very happy. Instead of putting them somewhere, making them to play, and you will be doing your own hell of jobs, they wanted you. They wanted your emotional connect. So this is missing in many children these days for diverting themselves into various other activities. This is the main reason at the young childhood, you're not able to give them emotional support. So mentor need to have this emotional balance, emotional quotient. That's the reason they say. So if you can do this at home, I believe you can extend it anywhere. Quality time you should spend with the students. Not giving all the lectures is great. Anybody can give lectures. Now video lectures can give better lecture than you and me. There are so many video lectures. Just push one topic. Some Oxford University professor will speak to you. Excellent. I'm not saying Oxford University professor is only great. One great Indian professor will speak to you who is better than you and me. Right? You just open, there may be 100 videos on mentoring. Why the hell I should come and talk to you for 3 hours and torture you? Isn't it? I was thinking actually when they called, okay, we are going still this face-to-face mode makes some difference. My personal experience, I cannot put in my video. It's a mechanical drudgery for me to listen to some videos because there is no life in many videos. They are sharing very good material. But how long you listen to monotony? Isn't it? There won't be any, you know, there won't be any what you call the stress intonation and then kind of change in the style, whatever, that change is not there in many things. Because if you see MOOCs online courses, they put that prompt before read. What life is there? They connect to the screen only. Just they read half an hour, they read. What life is there? And while reading only, you should plan. Reading should be interactive mode. So no time to make it interactive. If this lecture has to be written, it will run into 30, 40 pages. The content may be only 5 pages. But if I write like an interactive mode, it takes about 40, 50 pages if I want to write. If you make a transcript of this audio, you will run into pages. Very difficult to write such a script and read it out also. And also cover your content also. So the MOOCs, many people are doing, but not very interesting MOOCs. Online MOOC videos are coming up or MOOC courses are happening. That's why you see enrollment maybe 100, continuance will be maybe 60, and completion may be 30, and certification may be 2. Don't know. Some research results are also saying all these things. So many people are not really sustaining with the kind of strategy that they are adopting. We are trying to give a lot of inputs to them. I don't know what will be done by the ministry. So that is what I was trying to tell you. Why I have gone to those all things. Questioning I'm talking about. So this questioning, where so many things happen when you question, you should not embarrass other fellow, or you should not straight away go to the point, focal point, and all. Prepare the ground, create the space, make them feel confident about you and trust you and believe in you. Then ask themselves. You don't need to ask, but still you need to ask some probing questions where they try to reveal what they want to reveal. That space has to be opened up. So this is what we can go down. Next. These are closed questions. These are open questions. Closed anyway, we know, mostly informative kind of questions. where we want to have some data, where we want to have some details about the mentee. We can ask, what is your father? What is your mother? What are you doing? How much time you spend on homework? What are you engaged with all these days? How do you spend your holidays? These are all informative questions where we can ask what, where, when kind of questions. We call them as lots, lower order questions. There are also hearts. In learning outcome based curriculum framework, all of you must have got exposed to this revised Bloom's taxonomy. So there, lots and hearts you must have got exposed. So these lower order questions, mostly the informative questions, they all will be going with the WH questions of what, why, where, not why, what, when, where. And hearts will go with how, why, etc., etc. Right? So these are all the things, closed ones. They are very limited to the answer that is expected. Those questions you can ask. Definitely, we need some information. You can ask them, and you can take some decisions also sometimes by asking these questions, who they are, from where they have come. Certain inputs may help you to take certain other open-ended questions may help you to open them up and build a rapport with them and continuance with them and have more intimate kind of relationship with them and able to connect to them. So the path gets more smoothened and more opening will happen through the open-ended questions. There could be various kinds of open-ended kind of questions where you should see that the stigma, whatever inhibitions they have, whatever doubts they have, all these things gradually you should nullify so that they get open up. So opening story should take place in this. What do you enjoy about England? So some questions. Okay, fine. Go ahead. These are reflective questioning. I don't want to enter into so many types of questions. Just have a glance at them. I'll leave the PPT. You can look into them. So some of the questions would be to see what they are thinking about it. Reflection. What is reflection? At the end of the session, if I ask you, what is your reflection on the session? So you can't give now because session is yet to get over. I will ask at the end. I will get various answers. Somebody may say, somebody may say, somebody may say bye bye. Various kinds of reflections I'll get. The verbally also you will communicate, body language also you communicate. I'm getting a lot of feedback already. Okay, so from your body language, we will get a lot of feedback from the audience. Sometimes we get disturbed in the halfway session. We cannot proceed further. We get tired and we don't get connected to the audience. At times it happens because sometimes some audience will torture you so much. We should know how to torture them, then we can win the game. If you don't know how to torture them, they will torture you. I don't mean to say you have to torture them. You should be able to deal with the situation. That's where, some of them very bright people, this mentoring, somebody may be doing counseling elsewhere. If that fellow has to sit with me and listen to all the basics, it's on my part, it is big crime, right? For him, there is no way because it is mandated to sit in FDP 5 days. Otherwise, he won't get the certificate. She won't get the certificate. I should not use one gender, then you will find fault with me. So any of them. So this is how, you are torturing them, right? In a way, you are torturing them. So they will board and they will ask me such questions, which I will not answer, right? They want to put me a lot of challenges, but this is not enjoyed by the remaining group, nor others will relish the way he is interacting with me. Everybody will come in between and say, please sit down, don't disturb this and that. All that also we listen to them. This is natural for him. This is natural for others. I should be there in between to bring some kind of balance. Ask him, come here, share for 5 minutes your expertise. I will sit and listen to you. Enough. Because and you are restless to listen, but you are asked to share something, not possible. If they share, well and good, I will learn something. I told you. At the end, whoever have read, I will give 20 minutes, 15 minutes session. All of you can tell me what I did not tell you, so that is a learning. We have to learn something wherever you go. It's not one way. Teaching learning is always a two-way process where we learn mutually from each other. This is what we should believe in. So you stop me wherever you want to ask me. Don't think you are harassing me. I don't mean that, right? If at all you have any question, if at all you want to share something, what I'm saying is not relevant, you feel, please share that. I'm opening the doors. You can come out, share, object, cross me, tell me you are wrong. I have no problem because I'm a teacher. I'm always open to learn from my students, right? Even if young 10-year-old child come and tell me you are wrong in operating your something, I will say thank you, take it positive. That is the teacher should. Mentor should be much more than that. So reflective, lot of things are there. Right? You are worried about the time. Acha, okay. We want to break. Shall we break? Okay, fine. So let me just close this. You know what are reflective questions. You know what are justifying questions. You know what are hypothetical questions. You know what are probing type of questions. These are various. You have huge big document on questioning. Then I thought I should stop somewhere. Otherwise, our session will get over only with questioning, right? So literature teacher, you ask, she will or he will give you lot of beautiful discussions on questioning, right? Types of questions. These all will help us in promoting and proceeding and continuing our session of mentoring with our mentees, right? Thank you so much. We can break, have tea or something. Yeah.
I request I request all the faculties to please take a 15-minute short break and assemble back at 12 p.m. in the same seminar hall.
Long break.
Huh? Okay, and online also. The participants who are in online, please take a 15 minutes short break and be back at 12 p.m. Thank you.